So let's set this heat up. Your current world number one, Stephanie Gilmore, comes down Brazil. She said, you feel like a rock star here in Brazil. So not just fan support for Taish, also we know Stephanie Gilmore, one of the most popular surfers on the planet. Taish Almeida, look at that. We have no information just because she won the trials here. She is set to make a huge name for herself on the world stage. And we're going to start it off with the local surfer, Taish Almeida. A little bit late on this one, gets around this section. And fighting to get on the open face. She does. Quick vertical snap for Taish. So born and raised and learned how to surf right here, Saquarema. So that'll be the first wave of this heat. The judges will set their scale. The heat before this proved to be a little bit tricky to find those meaningful waves. There's a rich history of surfing in this town.
No, Saquarema's, I mean, it's a wave that packs a lot of punch, and here we go.
Manuel, her first wave on her backhand. Beautiful opening turn. Perfectly placed right there. She's weaving towards the inside, so one big turn, but it was a beauty.
Absolute beauty. I mean, beautiful style, and we're talking about that. Very pleasing to the eye. Even though style isn't really a part of the criteria, most of these, most of the best surfers in the world really do possess a unique style. You can sort of sit a half a mile down the beach and you can tell Manuel when she stands up. Same with Steph Gilmore.
Flow meaning how you link your maneuvers. Make it look good between turns. Don't make it look like you're trying too hard. And here's a master at that. Stephanie Gilmore on her backhand. That's all left so far for our surfers in the water. This wave has some bounce as Steph Gilmore makes her way all the way to the inside section. Couple quick turns. Not forcing the issue too hard, just fitting things in, knowing she just needs to open up with something. Now this heat is halfway through. I think Stephanie Gilmore will get something in the range that Manuel just got.
She sits there, the more the mind comes into play. The more you start doubting things, I think the quicker start you get your feet in the wax, work out the wave. Obviously, it's not going to be a huge score for Steph Gilmore, but riding it through the inside, finishing on her feet, which is super important for confidence. Once Steph Gilmore gets her confidence up, we're going to see her start opening those shoulders, start producing bigger turns. And there's that beautiful style. You talk about speed, power, and flow. With that speed, power, and flow will come those variety of maneuvers, will come the big turns. So Steph Gilmore milking this one through the inside and finishing nice and strong, getting that board nice and vertical, showing that variety, which is a key factor here today.
Here goes Gilmore on her backhand. And there's the flow. Cutting a serpentine path from the outside all the way through this mid portion of the wave. So this one actually looking pretty good for Steph. That's her fourth turn. No need to make it all the way to the sand, as she definitely made full use of that wave all the way from the outside. That leaves Manuel out the back. We're starting to see an increase in consistency, and here goes Steph Gilmore.
Yeah, we talk about speed, power, and flow, and I think, obviously Steph Gilmore, just that nice, smooth approach, nothing too radical. Want to just make sure once you get these waves, you don't make any mistakes. I think Steph is doing a great job here this morning. Just that competitive nature that Steph has. I mean, I remember her coming on tour as a 17-year-old and winning the tour in her rookie year.
So Steph watching closely the lineup, as on the inside we see Taish Almeida, local surfer from here, won that packed trials event.
She's looking really strong. Let's have a look at the young Brazilian here on her front side. So she's what we call a goofy footer. Chris stands with her right foot forward, as opposed to Malia and Steph with their backs to the wave, called natural footers. Nice little finish here for Taisha, finishing strong, and that's what she's got to do. I think she's got to crank it up just a little bit, maybe put a little bit more emphasis on those turns, but I'm liking what I'm seeing.
Now we'll see what Manuel can do on her backhand. This could be a gem. There's that first opening carve, well-placed turn. Using the maximum power that wave was offering her, not going straight up and lip, but kind of opting for that carving backside hook. And Malia now all the way to the beach. So she is looking to replace a 1.40. No doubt did it on that wave. So not only do the surfers have to react to the change of conditions, the judges do as well. They set their scale with each and every morning, hawkeyeing this lineup, making sure that we have the best waves to start this event.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, no brainer that she's bettered her situation. Needing a 4.61 to maybe take the lead off Steph Gilmore. So Not a lot of vertical face on this wave, but I like the fact she's keeping that board moving rail to rail, keeping that flow through the inside, and you know what it does is it just allows her to continually score as she moves through the inside, finishing on her feet. Another important factor. I forget about Tatiana Weston-Webb too. I mean, she's right up there, number 4 in the world at the moment. So, bit of a different look, isn't it?
Yeah, here we go, Malia Manuel, up and down. So the first mistake we've seen from Malia.
Round 1 heat, super important. Is, you know, no losers, so there's not a whole lot of pressure, but for the top surfers there is.
Yeah, and now that pressure is off for Stephanie Gilmore as she kind of waltzes through that heat. 2 sizable scores give her an 8.6 total, but right behind her, Malia Manuel with that 8.4, so she made it a tight heat. So it'll be Australia, Hawaii, and the local, Taish Almeida, getting 3rd in that heat. So Taish and Malia Manuel will be relegated to that round 2.